this is my link to that moment.
I had a friend pass away that was in Hawaii, and I've been looking through these drives for some home video I know we shot in the backyard at my house. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. But I continue to look. It's been a year now since this friend passed away, and I still haven't found it.
Full disclosure, this one was just relevant to my interests. I really enjoy the subject matter. It's actually something I've discussed with people numerous times. The effect of, mostly namely was, looking at photos immediately after you take them and how that sort of affects your memory of them. So again, I thought this was really interesting subject matter. It's delivered really well. There's some people speaking who definitely know what they're talking about in photography. And it's just all just neat and tidy, and it's just an interesting little watch. Definitely worth checking out.
Felt very purposeful, and it felt like a praise of film, photography, and Polaroid photos, and just comparing it to the new digital developments in photography. All of the Polaroids were really endearing, and I loved how the editors added like shutter sounds and projector sounds. The projector was whirring and slides were clicking as the photographs would change. I thought everything was very essential and very clever to, just the subject.
Took us on a journey of how important photos are and their purpose and how that might be lost in a digital age. And I really enjoyed that piece of this. It was almost a dissection of photos. I thought it was well expressed and great use of images and choices with that. And it really made you think. And I enjoyed that they took that approach with this. And it made you appreciate and go back and look at the photos from your life.
This was a beautiful, reflective film on the beauty of film photography and how it's so much more than just the click of a button. The male photographer that's featured, he had such a poetic way of speaking about his work and his process, and you're really able to sense the joy and the passion that it brings him. It made me reflect on the thousands upon thousands of photos that I have in my phone that I hardly ever look at, which is kind of a shame, but at the same time, I also can't really bring myself to delete them because it feels like I'm erasing a part of a memory. So even, the most benign of photographs that you kind of just, you take a picture of, oh, that's nice, that's cute, it does have so much meaning. And I think that the film photography, you have to take so much more care and precision with it that it really is an art form. It really is a thing of beauty. And you don't have the luxury of multiple takes of deleting it and doing another one. So I just think that there's something really special about that. I think technically the film was done really well. It was beautiful collages and snapshots interspersed with dialogue. It was really, really effective in telling the story, and I really enjoyed the little sound effects, like the sound of a camera shutter every time a new picture was displayed. I thought the whole thing was created very thoughtfully, and I think it's a beautiful piece.
I really loved how they brought such a real knowledge behind something that we do so mindlessly, taking pictures, and the way when they talk about how pictures can really capture a moment, and it's part of why so many people love taking pictures. Because, we feel like later in life we get to relive that moment. And something interesting that they talked about in this film was how people love to touch, have something that they can feel. And that's why I think Polaroids, are even better than virtual pictures. And they also discuss that. So I really enjoyed that. And even when they talk about how people cope with losses with pictures in their homes because of how they will get to relive that moment and still feel like that person is a part of them. So yeah, I really think that this was a deep film, and I feel like I learned a lot about something that I thought I knew a lot about. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
This was a really wonderful exploration of the beauty of film. You could tell that the people who made it truly love it and love the act of creation. I really liked that theme that I felt pervaded throughout of cherishing film for its ephemeral nature, and it's made all the more special of a medium because as it's capturing these moments of life, it also mirrors the ephemerality of life and how it can degrade through time, and it's never quite perfect. But yeah, that makes it all the more special. I think they captured that really well. It's something I think about quite a bit. I really like the variety of mediums that they use too, and different art forms to get that point across. But I thought it was a really cool piece.
Poses a really interesting argument about photography, its impact on our lives in regards to our memories and how we create them and sustain them through time using different types of photography, more older styles versus digital and newer innovative styles. How these have an impact on how we take in our lives and hold on to our lives for years more. I thought it was a really engaging argument, honestly, from a philosophical standpoint, because each seems to have its own pros and cons. There is no definitive best way to capture memories, but it is important that when capturing memories, that depending on how we are doing it, what tools, technologies we are using, we should understand how that impacts how the memory may last, because ultimately it will allow us to have a stronger hold on our lives and what they mean to us in the grander scheme of things, and how we can make the most out of pictures and videos and all of these things without causing them to create any kind of disorder or disruption or disturbance to our memories.
It is a love letter to the film style of photography. There are it offers instances demonstrating the power of film because it allows imperfections that the digital age will never know. It is a very contemplative form of photography, and that is very well demonstrated through the montage sequences, edited, very classically edited together by Cassie Lee. Also, credit goes out to Tommy Sinclair's photography of the entire documentary. The film, as a central theme, it really helps us understand that this is a very pristine and purest form of analog technology. And the very nature of a framed photograph can serve as a coping mechanism for storytelling and depression. And this really does serve as a direct contrast between generations, because these future generations will never know the tangibility that something as simple as the chemical process of creating Polaroid can be. It is a film with very chin-scratching themes to it, certainly which are the kind that I myself like to consider.